Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Amy Reeve, Head of Awards and Festival at D&AD, and just before we get started, I wanted to thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us. Whether you're watching this live or catching the replay, it's great to have you here. Today's session is all about what's new for the D&AD 2026 Awards. We will take you through what's new this year across our categories and entry processes, run through our deadlines and any important information you should be aware of. For over 6 decades, the D&AD Awards have celebrated the very best in creative work from around the world, recognising outstanding commercial creativity. For those who are new to D&AD, we're not solely about awards. We are a global creative community that inspires, educates, and challenges creative professionals to achieve excellence through awards recognition, inspiration, talent initiatives, and learning programs. Each year, the awards celebrate the very best in creative excellence, the truly outstanding work that drives the industry forward, and the people who make it. Before we begin, here's a short guide to the key terms you'll see throughout the awards. So we'll start with how the awards are structured. So at the top level, we have our disciplines. We have 8 of them this year: advertising, brand, craft, culture, design, engagement and experience, health, and impact. Across these disciplines sit a total of 46 categories, as you can see on this slide. From here, the categories are further broken down into subcategories, of which there are over 500 in total. When you're choosing where to enter, you're not just picking a label for your work, you are choosing which group of judges will see it and what lens they'll be assessing it through. So it's definitely worth spending some time reading the descriptions in the entry kit and making sure the discipline, category, and subcategory match what you'd like to be judged for. Now, onto our awards levels. Every entry starts by aiming for a shortlist. That's work that deserves recognition and sits in the top tier of entries in its category. From there, the judges can award a wood pencil for the best work of the year. In our Future Impact category, the Future Impact Pencil replaces the wood pencil and recognises that early stage projects that demonstrate the potential to drive behavioural, environmental, societal, or policy change through creativity. The next level up is the Graphite Pencil, which recognises truly outstanding work. And the next one is, of course, our coveted Yellow Pencil, the symbol of world-class creative excellence. In our Sustained Impact and Impact categories, the White Pencil recognises projects that use creativity to drive genuine social, environmental, or policy change. And finally, there is the Black Pencil. This is reserved for truly groundbreaking work. Some years there are only a handful awarded, and some years there are none at all. As with all pencil levels across all categories, D&AD has no quotas. Our awards are given only where the work meets the necessary standards of creative excellence. So if we have a look at our key dates and changes to the timeline for 2026, our super early bird deadline has already passed, but our early bird payment deadline is at midnight on February the 11th. If you pay for your submission by this date, you will receive 20% off, so don't miss out. You will then have one further week to finalise your submissions. Following this is our standard deadline on Thursday, the 19th of March. This is the last opportunity to secure your entries into the 2026 awards. For both of these upcoming tiers, the structure is the same: payment first and then submission 1 week later. It's very important that your payment and submissions both fall within the same tier deadline, otherwise you may forfeit your discount. Please see our entry kit and check out the FAQs and make sure you read through our terms and conditions before you enter. And don't hesitate to reach out to the team if you've got any questions at all. Once the final deadline has passed, we will move into judging. So judging begins with an online round, which officially kicks off on the 30th of March and runs through to May. During this period, our jury of over 300 global creatives and industry leaders will view and assess the submissions, getting to know the work inside and out and considering which projects they believe should be shortlisted in the first instance. The next round of judging takes place from the 17th to the 20th of May, when all judges will join D&AD in London to take part in live judging. Here they will come together to discuss, debate, celebrate and award all of the submissions, finalising the shortlist before going on to award the pencils. The winners will be announced on the 19th and 20th of May, so make sure you're keeping an eye on your inboxes. The D&AD Festival will also take place across the 19th and 20th of May at various venues across the London South Bank. You can expect a programme of inspiring keynote talks, insight sessions and hands-on learning this year. The closing event of the festival in 2026 will be our first ever Yellow Pencil Showcase, a special new event to announce and celebrate the winners, the Yellow Pencil winners for this year, with an exclusive deep dive with our jury presidents who will reveal live what won and why. The more traditional award ceremony has been moved back to September, and this year we will announce and celebrate the Black Pencil winners here, along with the Companies of the Year, top ranking individuals, and we'll introduce the new D&AD president as well. Tickets to the festival will be launched later this week, and more information about the award ceremony will be available soon. Now let's talk about eligibility, which is an important consideration before submitting your work. So in order to be eligible for the D&AD Awards, work must have been commercially released between the 1st of January 2025 and the 15th of April 2026. It must have been produced in response to a genuine brief from a client or approved by a client. It must have been made available to the public through legal mediums, and it must have been approved and paid for by a client. Please note that some alternative eligibility windows and rules apply for certain categories, for in-house design and production work, and work done pro bono for charities as well. A couple of examples of categories with different eligibility criteria are our brand, cultural influence, and impact categories, which have extended eligibility periods to recognise how long it takes to roll out projects for larger brands, or to be able to demonstrate the influence or impact that your work has had. If you're unsure whether your entry meets the eligibility requirements, we strongly recommend checking the full criteria on our website and reaching out to us directly. We're always happy to clarify the rules for you so you can submit with confidence that your work is eligible. Now on to what is new for this year. So the D&AD Awards exist to celebrate the very best in commercial creativity, and integrity is central to this mission. Entrants, judges, and the wider creative community must remain confident that the work being awarded is authentic, transparent, and accurately represented, especially as the industry changes and the tools available to us all evolve. So this year, we have further strengthened our commitment to fairness, transparency, and responsible creative practice across all submissions through enhanced integrity measures, and you'll notice some clearer guidelines around accuracy, rights, and ethical production too. We have introduced a new requirement called entry validation. So every entry must now be accompanied by an entry validation card signed by a senior representative of the submitting agency, company, or by the freelance lead. This section acts as a code of conduct declaration confirming 4 key things. First, that all information and claims in the entry are accurate and verifiable. Second, that all necessary client approvals and usage rights have been secured. Third, that any use of AI or technologies have been fully disclosed in line with our requirements. And finally, that the signatory accepts accountability for the integrity of the entry on behalf of their organisation. The next major update is around the use of AI. As AI becomes increasingly embedded in the creative process, we've introduced clearer and more structured disclosure requirements. So each entrant must provide a breakdown of any AI involvement at the point of entry. This now includes what tools have been used, such as ChatGPT, Midjourney, or Runway, the part that they have played in the project, for example, during ideation, scripting, design, or image generation, and then also the part they played in the final output, meaning whether any AI-generated material has appeared in the submitted work or in the case study. This disclosure applies to all categories and must cover both the creative process itself and everything you submit, including case films and supporting documents. The purpose of this update is to ensure the integrity of the awards is maintained and to give the judges as much information as possible so that they can accurately assess whether work is creatively excellent in its field. I do want to emphasise that the use of AI is absolutely eligible across the awards, but the failure to accurately disclose the use of it may result in disqualification. So please make sure you're as clear as possible in your submissions. And again, if you have any doubts or concerns, please reach out to the team. This year, we have introduced 3 new categories that reflect emerging areas of creative practice and audience engagement. The first one is brand transformation, an important introduction to recognise the strategy that transforms a brand identity and experience to deliver measurable results, create value, and drive business and cultural impact too. The second one is cultural influence. So this new category recognises commercial creativity that leaves a cultural footprint, work that truly sparks conversations, shapes identity, or embeds itself into culture. This update goes hand in hand with the removal of integrated as a standalone category to make space for a new one that better reflects the current industry landscape. Integrated remains a subcategory across 15 other categories, ensuring that there's still lots of space for this work to continue being recognised and celebrated. And finally, sports entertainment. A new space to celebrate creativity within the world of sport, from campaigns and sponsorships to branded content and fan experiences, where storytelling connects teams, brands, fans, and audiences. This category will also be judged by the entertainment jury. We have also introduced use of AI and technology subcategories across the board, which makes space to recognise a new wave of never-seen-before work, whilst also ensuring this work is judged in context of existing categories, alongside comparable creative and craft standards within its field, rather than in isolation from it. And finally, we have made significant updates to our digital design category, now called Digital Experience Design. These updates more clearly separate and recognise user experience, the design of digital products, and also service design work. You can explore the full list of categories and subcategories online and in our entry kit. Now let's talk about a core part of D&AD Awards, the rankings. So the D&AD rankings are an annual list that recognises the world's top creative agencies, brands, and individuals based on award-winning work. You can see the full list of company and individual rankings on the rankings page in our creative community section of the website. There are quite a few changes coming for this year. This includes both the introduction of new rankings types and some important methodology updates. So there are 3 new types of rankings we've introduced this year. For individuals, we've added 2 new categories of Chief Marketing Officer and Content Creators. And for companies, we've introduced a new ranking that covers independent creative agencies with up to 50 employees. We have also made updates to our rankings methodology. So this is how many points are awarded for each win and why. There are 2 key updates to the rankings methodology for this year. So for the design agency rankings from this year, only work winning in design or design-related categories will contribute points to the ranking. Wins in non-design categories will no longer contribute points. For the individual rankings, individuals will receive points based on the category that the work is awarded in and how relevant that category is to their craft. For example, an animator will receive a maximum of points for a win in animation and slightly fewer points for being credited as an animator on a win in a different category. These updates ensure the rankings stay relevant and fair in an increasingly multidisciplinary industry by recognising excellence where it is most directly reflective of a craft or discipline and the role a company or individual has played in creating the outstanding work. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and for your continued engagement with D&AD. So what's next? So you should definitely explore our awards. Our full details of all of the updates we've covered are available on our website and in the entry kit. And the D&AD team is always happy to help if you have any questions. We wish you the very best of luck with your 2026 submissions.